I am noting that with the upcoming time change coming in eventually, that my sunlight and my normal time filming, it needs to change. Because look at all these shadows, there's so many of them. Hello friends, happy Wednesday. Sorry for being so silly this morning. I'm just like, oh, okay. I've been trying to like push back the time that I typically film in the morning since that has the best sunlight. But now I'm like, I have too much sunlight. So sorry about that. I'm gonna go with it because I'm super excited for this top 5 Wednesday video. I did think hard on this one and I just sort of let myself just choose whatever, and I actually have more than 5 manga that I want to spotlight. So it's gonna be a nice big surprise of what I'm ultimately gonna decide to showcase for this video. But in case if you're not familiar with Top 5 Wednesday, in a nutshell, basically each week I answer a prompt using 5 books, but in this case I do manga to reflect the said prompt. And today's prompt is instant pre-order. This prompt was inspired by my friend Danielle. In fact, when she mentioned it, I was like, I don't know if I can do it. And then I kept thinking about it because I'm like, I need to know. I don't know what it was, but I felt like a personal challenge to myself that surely I can find manga or mangaka that are instant pre-order. And that is the theme of this prompt, is that there are those mangaka creators, those books, as soon as there's a new volume up for release or a new series up for pre-order, that we are like, we have to get it. We don't necessarily need to know what the book's about. We don't need to know anything about it. Just maybe it's their name or it's just that title. And we're like, bam, that's it. Instant, what is it? Instant one buy click or the instant one click button. Oh, that's on Amazon. That's super dangerous when it comes to pre-orders because like, boom, you hit that button, then you say okay, and it's coming to your house. So yeah, that is the theme for today. And I'm really excited because like I said, I realized that there actually are quite a few series or manga creators that as soon as I see that that volume's up for pre-order or that manga has a new series, I'm like, I'm all over it. For number 1, this was actually a real life thing that happened where because I will say, typically I don't always do that. I like to do research on the series that I'm buying to make sure that I will like it and that I'm not going to buy it and then hate it and then, you know, feel like my money was just wasted. Which typically, you know, if you know the creator, you've read their other work, that most likely won't happen. But I still like to do research on those series just in case, because you really never know what you're going to get. So for number 1, as I said, this actually happened, and I'm going to say anything by this creator is an instant buy for me. And the creator is Kazune Kawahara, and she wrote High School Debut as well as My Love Story. She has a one-shot or standalone that's coming out in December, I believe, called The Secret of Friendship, and that is literally what happened. When I saw that 7 Seas announced the license, and I just saw her name, and I was like, that's all I need. I didn't even read what the blurb was about. I didn't care to know what it was about. I just knew that if it was by her, I was gonna love it because I adore High School Debut. I have a review. So very, very good. Yo and Haruna, they have a little small piece of my heart because I don't know what it was. They captured me. I think about this series often because I just really, really loved it. I also have read and review her other series, My Love Story. I did a review, just a few months ago. I finally read it and reviewed it. Really, really enjoyed that as well. I think I love High School Debut more just because Haruna is one of those characters I feel like I relate to a lot. I feel like we would just be BFFs in real life. So I feel like this series has a little bit more hold on my heart because I really loved Haruna and how I related to her. And I love Yo. He is one of those best boys in manga for me. Like, he can do no wrong. Well, he did. There was one time in the series he messed up and I'm just like, bruh, what you doing? What are you doing right now? But anyway, because of that, because of how much I love these series, I instantly pre-ordered The Secret of Friendship because I just was like, I need it. Granted, I confess, I did do research like afterwards, but initially when it came out, I was like, say less, just say her name and that's all you need to tell me. So I definitely felt like High School Debut or this manga that needed to be featured because I feel like she is an instant pre-order for me, and I'm so hoping Viz Media is doing their license announcements this month. Come on now, she's got 3 other series at least that we do not have in English. One of them is a softball shoujo sports romance. Hello, I need it. So I'm really, really hoping that with the success of High School Debut, My Love Story, and seeing how many people were excited for The Secret of Friendship, come on, let's get some of those other series. She will be an instant pre-order should we get more of her series. For number 2, I I feel like maybe will be a typical one, so to speak, for many shoujo readers, but Yosuke Saka, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited for her new series. When I saw we had a new one, I just saw her name, I'm like, boom, instant buy. I don't even need to know what this series is about. I know I'm gonna love it. I know it's gonna be super enjoyable. Yosuke Saka is one of the very, if only, creator that I really enjoy her work and that I'm willing to endure the angst. I am not an angsty reader. I don't enjoy the angst. I will put up with it, but it's not my favorite. And Yosuke Saka goes on a higher level of angst than I prefer, but it's always very much worth it. And so I knew that I had to get that series, and I'm so grateful for the chance. I was late on the Yosuke Saka hype train, but now I can collect her newest series with no worries of it being out of stock or out of print. And I'm very excited. I just got all of Love Me, Love Me Not. A friend of mine, we traded manga. She sent me like, I think half this series, and then I sent her like, I think it was basically like an equal exchange, was this Full Metal Alchemist, but we had an equal exchange of trading, and I just got the last three, I think it was the last three or last four volumes that I needed. I'm so very excited because I have not read this series by her yet. In fact, I already read, and I will be talking about that in my reading wrap up. I already read her Sakura Saku, which is phenomenal. I feel like that's going to be my favorite Yosuke Saka manga yet. Very much looking forward to that releasing in English. I highly recommend it. I feel like Yosuke Saka she is one of the queen of shoujo in the United States, and I feel like it's so rightfully deserved. Her series are just phenomenal. I deeply love them. I don't know, well, Sakura Saku would be my favorite, but for second, I don't know if it would be Strobe Edge or Oh Hurry Ride. I love both of them for different reasons. They are phenomenal stories. Highly recommend them both. Definitely have reviews on this channel, and I just cannot wait to physically hold her newest series, and just without that worry of like, I'm never going to be able to finish collecting it, because right now Strobe Edge is the one that I'm having issues with, that I do have the volumes that I do need. I have those on back order. Hopefully eventually they will come back in stock. For number 3, I feel like this is another typical one, and that is Sumo Rashida. Oh my goodness, I have deeply loved A Sign of Affection. That is one of the few series that I have where anytime I get a new volume, I read it twice in the same day. Yes, that's extra, but man, I love and adore that series so very much. It's like I read it the first time super duper fast, and the second time I slow down and I appreciate everything and just inhale it. It's so very good. I also have read and absolutely love Shortcake Cake. Still have to do a review on this channel, but it is phenomenal. It starts out as a fluffy shoujo and it just becomes super deep. Very much love it. So when Like a Butterfly got released in English, I knew a few friends were like, oh, that one's okay. But I'm like, man, it is Sumo Rashida. I'm all over it. Give it to me. I'm ready. I didn't actually really know what this one was about. I had seen a few of the opening pages. I didn't even read it in its fullness, and I'm like, instant pre-order. Instant pre-order. I have volume 2. I haven't read it yet. I don't know if I'm going to read that today actually, or if I'll read it later this week, but I'm just so excited because this volume was so sweet. I really enjoy having these two introverted and very quiet people come together, and it seems like there's going to be a romance. I'm like, I'm all here for it. It sounds very precious. The first volume anyway was very good. Really enjoyed it. Really can't just wait to see where this series goes. I don't think that they have released anything else in Japan, so I don't know, you know, if they'll release anything else, but should they release anything, all I need is their name on that manga, and it is an instant pre-order. Give it to me, give it to me. I want all of it. They just are phenomenal storytellers and artists, and really enjoy their work so very much. It's just so good. It's just so good. So I was like, maybe I should do that, because I feel like that's another one that's like, duh, for a lot of us in the shoujo community, but I'm like, that does not take away my excitement, because I very much strongly feel that, yeah, whenever their name is on it, that's it. That's all I need. I don't need anything else. Just need to know it's by them, and I'm going to be reading and buying it. For number 4, this was also another real life thing that happened to me. It's a little confusing, but I'm going to say if there's anything by the creator of Hi, I'm a Witch and My Crush Wants Me to Make Him a Love Potion, hello, yes. So this is the manga, but the light novelist wrote this series, obviously. But there was a new license that came out, a license announcement by 7 Seas just last week. I didn't know anything about it. The cover's gorgeous, but I was like, I really don't know, because the blurb or synopsis or whatever says that the girl in the story, her and her boyfriend were dating. They were like 17. Something happens and somebody takes him out, like he's no longer alive. And so there's time travel, and she wakes up like X amount of years before in her body when she's younger. She finds him at the university they went to. He doesn't remember who she is. He he has no memories of her. And I'm just like, oh man. And so I feel like the series or the story is about her trying to help him get his memories back. And if not getting his memories back, like just her loving him once more, even though he does not know who she is. And so I was curious about it, but I was like, that just sounds really heartbreaking, has some angst. And I was like, I love the cover, but it's not enough to push me over. But one of my friends on Instagram, I will leave her handle here, she had mentioned how excited she was, and I think it was in her stories that she said it's by the same creator of Hi, I'm a Witch and my crush wants me to make him a love potion. I said, hello, that's all I need to know. I even double checked. I'm like, are you saying that they are the same creators of the light novels? Just to be clear, of the light novels. And she said yes, and I said that will be an instant pre-order for me when that pre-order comes up to be available, because it comes out in July of 2024. Because I enjoyed volume 1 of the manga of Hi, I'm a Witch, but volume 2, it was super good. It was super good. It was actually one of my favorite reads of this year because the expectations were just so far surpassed from volume 1. And again, I didn't dislike volume 1. It's just very slow burn. And the things that I was wanting in volume 1, I got in volume 2 plus extra. It was phenomenal. So once I heard that, I was like, yes, I will take anything by this creator. Very much looking forward to that one releasing. And it was another one that I knew I had to spotlight because real life of instant pre-order where like, even though I knew about it, once I found out who the creator was, that was all I needed to know. For number 5, you guys know it is coming, and this one is a little bit of a mix of things, but Haikyuu. Anything that has Haikyuu on it, anything that is by Sensei, yes. And I know that Sensei actually has a new manga over in Japan. It is a dog manga, and I'm like, come on. We need it here in English. The girl that I know that lives in Japan she hasn't shared like scans or anything. I don't even know if there are scans to be honest, but she hasn't shared any like pictures from the manga or anything. But she has said that it is such a sweet and wholesome series. It has no volleyball, which I'm okay with. Sensei is a wonderful writer, but she just said it's this, I think like this dog and its master, and he's trying to like learn English or something. She said it's very different, but very cute. And I'm like, I want it. And also with Haikyuu, it doesn't have to be by Sensei, but literally give me all of the Haikyuu manga. Like we have a Haikyuu spinoff. It is a was it spoof manga or whatever? It's supposed to be really funny. I do have it's way up there, but I do have the first volume in Japanese thanks to a friend of mine that sent it to me, and I'm like, yes, I need it. And the light novels. Give me those Haikyuu light novels. I feel like I want the light novels more than I want the spinoff because I had seen I think it was like the same day that I found out that there were light novels, and I had come across the beginning, and it was from Hinata's perspective, and it just felt like him, and it was him entering the gym for the first time, and I'm like, I need it. I so want it. I have honestly debated just buying them in Japanese because that is how much I want them, but I'm like, I can't read Japanese, so I feel like that would sort of like contradict what I'm trying to do because I can't read it, but the covers are awesome. So I feel like anything with Haikyuu, anything by Sensei, I will take both gladly. Again, the October Viz Media license are coming. Please have something Haikyuu. I'm like, the movie's coming next year. Like, this is the perfect time. We get it, do the license announcement, and then hopefully by the time the movie comes to North America, the new spin-off manga or whatever can be released at the same time. I'm like, an increase in sales because there's an increase in the movie being available. Like, yes, it's a win-win situation for everybody. So that's what I'm hoping. Again, anything Haikyuu, I mean, I want it. I want it. I just actually bought some Haikyuu merch this morning, so give it to me. Give it to me. I want it. For my honorable mention, I am conflicted between 2 because I love both of them. So I'm going to just like low-key feature both of them because I don't want to choose. I don't want to choose. These are 2 of my favorite series. One of them being Snow with the Red Hair. Just whenever we get that next volume, I want it. I want it, I need it, I miss my bookish besties. And the other one is The Eccentric Doctor of the Moonflower Kingdom. Read volume 3 recently. It was phenomenal, and I love this series as well. So anytime I see new volumes of these out for pre-order, I mean, right now it's just the Moonflower Doctor, but when the next volume for Snow with the Red Hair, it will be an instant pre-order. I want it. I love these series so much. They are so good. Cannot recommend both of them enough. They're very different, but very, very phenomenal. And that, my friends, wraps up my picks for instant pre-orders. Thank you so much much, Danielle, for the inspiration behind today's prompt. Hopefully I did okay, but I would love to hear from you, friends. What are some manga creators or some series that whenever you see that new volume or that new series, you're like, bam, I need it? I would love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!